Welcome to Vital RE, where we talked about real estate, mortgages, and everything in between. In today's video, I want to talk about exactly what's going on in today's market. I'm not going to be talking about the analytical data, graphs, all that. I'm specifically going to be talking about one very important question. Is this the right time to buy? Should I be buying today? I can answer that question real simple. The first question I'm going to ask you is, are you currently living in your house right now, or are you paying a landlord? Are you living in rent? The second question I'm going to ask you is, if you're paying your landlord, how long have you been paying him? And what is your 5-year plan? What is your 1-year plan? If you're not ready today, were you ready a year ago? Were you ready 2 years ago? Were you ready when rates were 2.5 or 2.75? Or were you waiting until they were below 2% for a 30-year? The lowest I've seen was 2.25 for a 30-year around COVID time, where there was uncertainty. Banks really reduced interest rates, and I've heard people say, I'm going to wait until they're under 2. People make excuses every day. So my question to you is, are you living in a way right now where you're just making yourself an excuse, or you're trying to do something better for yourself? So assuming you are living in a rental, assuming you're paying your landlord, keep in mind that every dollar that you pay your landlord, guess what happens with that? He pays off his mortgage. You pay off part of his interest of his loan. You pay part of his principal. You're making him rich. If you're there for 2 years, all right, you move to another one. Doesn't matter. You're still paying somebody else's mortgage. I know a guy who paid the same lender for over 25 years until I'm pretty sure that the loan was already paid off. But there was a time where the landlord was getting old. Family took over. They decided to sell. They kicked out the tenant. They sold the property to an investor. That property got destroyed. New property went up. Whatever. What happens to that tenant? He paid for somebody else's mortgage. And guess what? He continues living in another rental. That's a mentality. My question to you is, are you ready to start paying yourself? I'll explain what that means in just a second. Let's put a pause on that landlord-tenant situation. Say you live in a current home. Say that you are interested in upgrading. There's many different reasons why you should purchase a new home. Every situation is a little bit different. So my question to you is, if you're thinking about buying a house, but you have a lot of birdies around you saying it's not time, the homes will drop, let me tell you this. You can never time the market. You can never time the real estate market. You can never time the stock or the bond or whatever markets. What can you do right now? So if you're working with an amazing team, if you have a good realtor, a loan officer on your team, you're going to find the best rate for you at that particular time. You're going to find the best possible purchase. If you're living in a home and you're thinking about upgrading, what's stopping you? Do you need a bigger house? Do you need a better area? Are you living in a home right now and your rate is 3%, but you need a bigger house for whatever reason, and is 6% scaring you? Well, let me tell you this. Try not to sell your other house. Rent it out. Hang on to it. Create some passive income. We can run some number if that makes sense for you. But if you need those funds to purchase another house, depending on when you bought it, potentially there's funds there that we can use and we can leverage it. Personally, I hate selling real estate. I have several, and I do not plan on selling anytime soon. And as soon as I have enough equity in there, I try to leverage that and buy more investments. And if I do, and I do have some 3%, even 2.5% interest rates on those mortgages for 30 years, I'm not getting rid of them. Why would I? Why would you? I'm going to live on rice and beans if I have to, but I'm going to make the bare minimum of 3-5% down on my next one. I'll rent this one, and I'll keep moving forward. I ask you again, why are you thinking about purchasing another house? If you can answer that question, rates don't matter as much. Home prices don't matter as much. Although we're going to get you a good deal. There's always a good deal to be had. If you're banking on the mega crash, if a home is worth $600,000 right now and you think it's going to be worth 3 or 4 or even 5 in the next 3, 4, 6 months, maybe. But if that happens and the rates are going to be not 6 but 8, what position are you going to be in? If you're ready today, if you're physically ready today to buy a house, for whatever reason, maybe you had another kid, maybe somebody's moving into with you. There's lots of reasons why people purchase homes. But if you are ready to purchase a home today, there are damn good lots of reasons why you should. If you have any questions, very specific questions, don't hesitate. Leave your comments. I'll try to answer your questions. And if a subject is big enough or more or important enough, I'll make a video on that. But I'll tell you, I would rather purchase a home for any amount of dollar, for any amount of interest, maybe 6, 10, 12%, versus paying a landlord. I'll never pay somebody else's mortgage. I mean, I have several investment properties. Don't get me wrong, I love being the landlord. I love it when tenants pay me and pay off my mortgage, and I'll do a video of how that's working for me, and it's working amazing. But I'm never going to be that guy that rents. And if you're living in a current home and you're thinking, hey, it's time to upgrade, I want a nicer house, I want to live in a better neighborhood, make that move. We're going to find you a nice house. We're going to lock in a good rate. 2 years down the road, 3 years, if rates reduce, fantastic. We're going to refi. If they don't, then this rate is amazing for you. But guess what? You're slowly going to chip away at that principal. It's going to reduce. Your home price will continue to go up and up. And even if there is a bump, and even if it drops, say for 20%, it's still going to turn around. Go do your research. The worst collapse was what? 07, 08? You guys know that? When everything just took a dive. Everything exploded. We'll do a video of exactly what happened in 08. If you're interested, go watch a movie called The Big Short. It's going to sum up. They nailed exactly what happened there. So 08, 07 is never going to happen again. Well, hopefully. But what's happening right now is definitely not that. So don't fear that. But even then, after the big dive and the big collapse in 4 years, we were right there. We bounced back. Everything was pretty good. So don't fear of the market. If you're ready to buy, buy. And all those birdies that's telling you not to, let them keep flying. I hope you found this useful. Please tune in for more of my videos so that way we can walk through this real estate journey together.